Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. You're here for day number 25 of my Christmas in July series, and today we're going to be making a glittered unicorn ornament. I wasn't sure if unicorns were going to stick around for another year for Christmas, but it seems to me that they are. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I make my unicorn ornaments. I completely sold out of these last year, and I had people coming in asking me, I just saw a kid with a unicorn ornament. Do you still have any? And I was wishing I had made more. So I'm going to make more today, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So if you remember back on day 17, I made the glittered snowman. The glittered unicorn is kind of done in the same way. So you're going to need some of these little plastic icicles I got these from the Christmas section at Walmart last year at the end of Christmas. There's 24 in a package. And for the unicorns, I spray paint them gold. And when I'm doing the unicorn horns, I like to spray paint gold on top of red. For some reason, the red undertone in the gold makes it look nicer. I don't know why exactly, but that's how it works. So you're going to need one of these. If you don't have one of these, you're going to need to find something else to be the horn. You could use, I guess, like a golf tee and cut off the part where you set the ball and just have that point, and just maybe paint some black lines around it to make it look kind of spiraled. You could maybe take a bamboo skewer like you would use to make kebabs on the barbecue and use your hot glue and run some spirals around that and then let it cool and then paint it gold. That might work. Hadn't tried that. I might have to give that one a try myself. So anyway, this is what I have on hand and what I like to use. And then you're going to need, I'm going to show you just the supplies for the base ornament right now, and then when it gets to the decorating part, I will show you what I'm using for decorating, because there's going to be a lot of little bits and pieces. So I'm using just the clear white glitter. Actually, I guess it's more like the pearlescent glitter. It's not really white. And I'm using the gloss Mod Podge. And I like the gloss for this project because I think that the glitter sticks to the gloss just a little bit better. And also, I'm going to be putting some vinyl eyes on here, like stickers for the eyes on here. So keep your eyes open for the little eyelash stickers. I've seen them at Michael's, and I think I've seen them at Joann's. My husband cuts them off of his Cameo. He has a cut file that's been downloaded. And so we just use those. But that's for the decorating part. So I just want to show you again the basic way to make this. And I have some paper clips over here because I like to just hang them to dry. And one of the best things I've found for hanging to dry in my craft room is I have an old clothes, like sweater dryer when you have to lay clothes flat. It's just an expandable thing that has bars on it, and I just use that to hang my ornaments while they're drying. So let's go ahead and get started. I just poured some Mod Podge into my plate or palette or whatever. These palettes are great. You can sometimes find these round ones at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree does have a rectangular shaped one that has 6 little holes, but I like this one because it has the big hole in the middle for when I'm doing big messy projects like this one. So I'm going to go ahead and start brushing this Mod Podge onto my ornament, and I want to get a pretty thick layer of this on my ornament because it needs to have plenty to hold on to the glitter that we're going to sprinkle on. Now you can either sprinkle on your glitter or you can roll it around. Rolling around is a little bit messier, but if you don't have a large amount of glitter, that might be a good option for you. I always have large amounts of glitter, of the clear glitter on hand because I use it for a lot of things. I don't glitter as many things as I used to, but this is a unicorn. It calls for glitter. And little girls just love glitter. All right, so I've got a good thick coat of Mod Podge on my styrofoam ball. If you don't have the styrofoam ball that has a little ornament hook on it, just get one from the Dollar Tree, and just a plain styrofoam ball. Probably won't be as big as this, or you could also pick them up at Walmart. And you can make all different sizes of unicorns if you wanted. You can make a whole herd. They're pretty easy to make. They're just a little messy with all the glitter, but in a controlled situation, glitter's not a bad thing. All right. I'm just going to kind of press it down a little bit, make sure I got all the edges all glittered up. Okay. So that's the first step. Now this Mod Podge needs time to dry, and then we'll put another coat of Mod Podge over the glitter to keep the glitter on the styrofoam ball. Okay, so I'm going to go hang this up and let it dry, and once it's dry, I'll come back and show you how I do the next step. The first layer of Mod Podge with the glitter on it has dried, and as you can maybe see, glitter is getting everywhere. And so we need to seal that glitter in. And the way we're going to do that is to coat it with another coat of Mod Podge. Normally I use a foam brush for this, but since I don't have another one handy, I'm going to just go ahead and use this regular brush. You don't need to put a super duper thick coat on this, just enough to hold the glitter on. Make sure you don't miss any spots. It holds quite a bit of Mod Podge, this texture of the glitter, so just paint it on and try. This is where you want to try to get an even coat of Mod Podge, because this is going to be, you know, the final layer of your ornament before you decorate it to be a snowman or a unicorn. Now that this coat is on, I just need to let it dry for a couple of hours, and then we can move on with the decorating process. Okay. The second layer of Mod Podge has had plenty of time to dry, and so now the glitter is protected and it's not brushing off of my ornament and getting all over everything. As you can see, I don't have any glitter on my hands after I rub it. Okay, so that really protects the glitter. It still has the sparkle. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but it still sparkles like glitter. Okay, so there's a few supplies you're going to need to make this unicorn, and one is the icicles that we talked about at the beginning, and you need to spray paint them gold or get a package of gold ones. So I have a gold one right here. That's going to be the unicorn horn. You need something to make him some ears. You can use felt, or you can do what I like to do, which I think makes it a lot easier, is go to the Dollar Tree and grab yourself a flower that has a white flower that has petals on it that you can use as an ear. Roses work really well for this. This one's got some splatter on it, so I'm going to take that one off. And I'm going to get down to where the petals are shaped like that. They don't have that split in the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to cut them apart. Cut off that center hole. Okay, you don't need 3 ears on your unicorn. He's not that special. Anyway, you're also going to need some little flowers. Now, all of these flowers came from Hobby Lobby. They put them on sale for 70% off, a lot, so keep an eye open. These are the little ribbon rosettes. Now, these are on the aisle where they're like for decorating t-shirts and whatnot, so you're going to look there where all of the little odds and ends of jewels and stuff like that. It's about 3 aisles over from the scrapbooking stuff at our Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I've got several colors of those, and it comes in a multicolored pack, and I think there was like, I want to say 100 of them. It's been a while since I bought them. I want to say there was 100 of them for about $5, and then I used my 40% off coupon on that. Okay, so I've also got some of the light pink ones, and I just have these little containers I got at the Dollar Tree that I really, really like. Now, over in the scrapbooking department, you're going to find paper flowers. Okay, these are tiny. Okay, that's on my fingertip there, so those are pretty small, and they come in different shades of blue mixed together. There's like 4 shades of blue. I've got them in purple, 3 or 4 shades of purple. They come already color sorted. There's some reds and burgundies and that kind of thing. And then there's also some with pinks and yellows. Okay, so you're going to need just a bunch of little tiny flowers to decorate this unicorn. You're also going to need, from the Dollar Tree, some flat-backed pearls in assorted colors. And then some little, you just need one jewel per unicorn. Now I like these because they're faceted, they're three-dimensional. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. You could also just use the gems that you get in the big package. Those would work fine too. Okay, and get whatever color you want your unicorn to be. I have an assortment of colors, and I have these came from the $2 grab bag spot at Joann's. And what I like about these is there's large ones, medium ones, and teeny tiny little ones. Okay, sometimes you need different size jewels to or pearls to fill in what we're going to do. I have green ones and I have purple ones, and then I have just these from the Dollar Tree that come on a big sheet like that, and I've used half of them. Okay, now these, when you go to peel them up, will come up in a string, so you kind of have to peel them apart as you need them. So the first thing we need to do is figure out where our unicorn horn is going to go. Oh, also one other thing, you need something for eyes. If you can't find stickers, I have my husband cut out a sheet of all different shaped eyes, and he does that for me on his Cameo. This one is a really popular seller. All the time when you see unicorns, their eyes are closed, and that's popular, that's fine. But sometimes you just want something a little different. So I use this one and this one the most for my unicorns. I use these for other things. But I've just we've gone through the internet and found cut files of eyes, and he's made a whole sheet of them, and I just say, I need another sheet of eyes, and he'll cut them out for me. I usually do them all about that same size. So you need something to be the unicorn's eyes. You can draw them on if you want, but this is textured, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to draw or paint them on. You could cut them out of felt. You could even use false eyelashes. I don't know how expensive those are because I've never bought any or used any, but that's an idea. Okay, depends on where you want to go with your unicorn. So the first thing I need to do is figure out where I'm going to put the horn and how long I want it to be. So I like this side for the face because it's nice and smooth. I'm going to start with my horn being about 3 inches long. I might change that up a little bit as I go. I don't know. But we're going to try that at 3 inches. All right. And then I like the horn to go up a little bit rather than straight out because I think it's just a little more attractive. And I'm going to use something to poke. You can use a stretched out paper clip, a bamboo skewer, a toothpick might be strong enough. Make a little hole. Then you're going to stick the unicorn horn in. And I am seeing that that is too long. So I'm going to cut off about 1 inch. So now I'm going to be working with about a 2-inch horn. And these cut really easy. They're just plastic. Yeah, I like that. That's how far I have it sticking out. Ooh, you could do a narwhal. That would be fun. Okay, sorry. Squirrel. So I'm going to bring my glue gun back into the scene here. And I'm going to put a glob of glue on the end of that. Stick some down inside of there. And then I'm going to push my unicorn horn in. Okay. Next up, we have to do the ears. Now the ears go here and here. Okay, just above the horn. Probably could have put my horn up a little bit higher and been okay. So what I do is I pinch these in so that it looks like an ear. Okay. And overlap a little bit. And that one's a little bit big. I forgot the last ones I did on a big ornament ball. That's why I have these big ones. Okay. So I see 2 small ones here. These are even a little more pointy, so they'll look a little bit more like ears. Just when you're buying your flower, pay attention that you get one that's white, not yellowy. All right, I'm not even going to worry about pinching those. Well, maybe. I'm just going to pinch it just a little bit so that it will sit up on my ornament ball. So I'm going to put some glue on here. And I'm going to push the ear down in it. Okay. And I'm going to pinch the other one just a little bit. Put a little bit of glue down. Oops. And get that down in there. Hey, cooperate. Right now, it does not look like a unicorn, but once we get the other pieces in, it will. I didn't like the placement of that one, so while it was still soft, I pulled it off. There we go. Don't worry about if you've got a little bit sticking out here. Can you even see that? There we go. Right now it looks like a mouse with a very long nose. Just make sure that your ears are even and evenly spaced, and you're going to be putting some flowers up in here. All right, so now you need that one gem, and it's going to go down here just below the horn, leaving just enough room for a flower or another flat back pearl. This is like the little jewel that comes right between his eyes. Her eyes, its eyes, I don't care. So it's got a foam backer on it, but I never trust that foam backer. I always use extra glue because you don't want your unicorn to start shedding its jewels and its flowers while it's hanging on the tree or in a little girl's room or wherever. So I'm going to get all my flowers opened up over here. And I like to take one of these with the little ribbon leaves on it and put it right up above that jewel. Now these are going to take a little bit of time because you got to fill in the spot. Okay. Now that little line there, pretend there's a line drawn up from the edge of the jewel to the edge of the ear. You're going to be filling that in with flat back pearls and little flowers and whatever else suits your fancy. Okay, it's a unicorn, so we're going to make it beautiful. I try to keep it somewhat symmetrical, just a little bit. It does not have to be, but that's just the way I roll. Now, I'm liking how this is forming around the horn, and I usually do a cluster around the horn before I start off doing anything else, just because I want to make sure that that spot where the horn went into the styrofoam, I want to make sure that that's covered. Okay, and I'm going to be mixing my colors of flowers, and I'm going to be mixing my jewels. I try to stay in the like pink family, pink and purple. Okay, these flat back pearls also have adhesive on them. Don't trust it. Just don't. Be very careful not to burn your fingers. You could use the tweezers for this if you wanted. I just don't do that. I'm going to use purple on both sides just because symmetry. It doesn't have to be symmetrical, but I just like the look of it a little bit better. Okay. This is where you get to design. And if you're making it for a special child, a special little girl that loves unicorns, make it in her favorite colors. If her favorite colors are green and blue, do a green and blue unicorn. They can be any color you want them to be. I like to mix my colors up. So I'm going to add a little blue over here. I'm going to tuck that up under the little bow. And on this side. Okay, see how we're starting to get a nice little cluster going on up there? I also like to build a cluster around the hanger part and around the ears, and then I go back in and fill it in. Mix in some of those flower ribbons that have, or flower roses that have the little green ribbon leaves coming off of them. Those are perfect to put right in front of the ears. It covers up all of that raw edges of where you glued the ears on. Helps cover that up and just gives you a good place to work from. Keep checking and looking, making sure that you like what you're seeing. If you don't like something, peel it off before it has time to set. You can also take and put the glue right onto your ornament if that's easier for you. I also have in the past, to cover up my ears, come up around the ears a little bit. Just a flower or two is all you really need. And for this, I'm just going to put a line of glue in here, and I'm going to choose my flowers quickly. I'm going to put in a pink one and a blue one. I don't usually worry about putting in flat back pearls on the back. I do try to put in at least one ribbon so that I have that greenery in there. So the greenery just kind of breaks it up. I think I'll put in a purple one over here and a white ribbon rose. And let's do a burgundy colored one. You can add more, you can add less, you can do however you want. And there's what it looks like up behind the ears. Just a little line just to encase. It kind of makes a heart-shaped section of decoration. Now I need to add the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and use these right here. But I need to get my fingers clean first. Making sure your fingers are clean. I just take one of these little cups and I set my ornament in it so I have it to work with. I have a little pick tool. It's part of my Cricut supply stuff. If you don't have that, you can peel this off with your fingers. Now, because I put the second coat of Mod Podge on it, the ball is pretty smooth and these stick pretty well. So I'm not worrying about having to glue them down. And this is extra sticky vinyl. Just placing them where I want them, sticking them down really good. Now that his eyes are on, I need to add a little bit of blush. And I just get these 20 count makeup applicators, eyeshadow applicators from the Dollar Tree. You can totally use a Q-tip for this. I just like these spongy ones because they don't ball up while you're doing it. So just get a little bit on there, and right underneath the eyes, you're going to do a round circle of pink. You can use eyeshadow, which is what I'm doing, powdered eyeshadow, which I get at the Dollar Tree. It's part of the LA Colors. It comes in a container that looks like this. Okay. It's called Shimmering Loose Eyeshadow with a Brush. And I just break the bottom out and dump it into one of these little storage containers that I also got at the Dollar Tree. Okay, and I'm just going to rub it on and kind of scrub it into the glitter and into the Mod Podge. Make it darker than you think because you're going to blow off the excess and it's going to get a lot lighter. So really scrub that in. Okay, ready? Can you see that? See how much that lightened up? I'm going to come over here and add a little bit more to this side. All right. I'm going to just leave this a little. Nope, it's not going to fit. I thought, well, I can leave the little brush inside of there. But no. I'm just scraping off the extra. I'm going to put it in my little drawer with my eyeshadows. And there you have it. Isn't she just cute as can be? This does not have to be used just for a Christmas ornament. You could totally decorate a nursery with these. Just hang them up where the little one can't get them. Or a little girl's room. You could hang this off of the, if you have a lamp in there, off of the switch that turns on the lamp. That would be so cute. You could hang these just about anywhere. And because they are styrofoam, they are not going to break. I would worry a little bit about letting your kid play with it because it's got the horn and all these little pieces do come off. But I think my best tip with this is just take your time, use tweezers if you need to, and use silk flowers for the ears. It just makes it so much faster. Okay? You could even come all the way down the back with flowers if you wanted it to look like a mane. I just wanted it to look like a crown, so that's where I stopped. And I see I have a little string coming off of my silk flower here. Okay. So if you like this project, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and let me know if you're going to try to make one for yourself. Like I say, the messiest part of it is just getting the glitter on, but in a controlled situation, you could make these up pretty quick. I did 24 of them in about a half an hour's time for each coat of Mod Podge. So for an hour, that gets your base done, and then this took about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes to do all the flowers. I would go faster if I wasn't explaining how to do it. So get some flowers, have some fun, just find little things. You don't necessarily have to use flowers. You could use little pom-poms. You could use sequins. Those are pretty inexpensive. Yeah, I usually sell these for $5 in my booth. And last year was the first year I made them, and they sold out pretty quickly. And you could also make these on the clear glass ornament balls, but then they would be glass, so you have to be a little bit more careful with them. Okay, so I hope you like this project. Let me know what you think. This has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland, and this has been day number 25 of Christmas in July. And I hope to see you tomorrow. So thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.